Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Welcome to this course on circular economy for sustainable buildings. Today, we will look at accessories which promote energy conservation. And as first, we will see eco-sensitive lighting accessories which can be energy saving lighting system, non-energy consuming lighting components and some aerogel infrared switches. In today's class, we will try to understand modern lighting innovation for sustainability. We will look at eco-sensitive lighting accessories, what are its features, what are its benefits. We will look at energy saving lighting systems, its key components and its benefits, and then non-energy consuming lighting components such as aerogels or infrared switches. Let us start with understanding modern lighting innovation for sustainability. We all know that lighting is one of the largest end uses of electricity in the world. It plays a very crucial role in our daily lives because it shapes our environment and it impacts energy conservation. Innovations in lighting technology now have started focusing towards sustainability, efficiency and eco-friendliness. You can see that lighting is the second most component which consumes electricity after HVAC, and this is a significant contributor at a global level for energy consumption. According to the International Energy Agency, residential lighting accounts for 15% of global electricity consumption in 2018. In India, it is closer to 10%, and commercial building account for about 25% of total global electricity consumption. Therefore, we are establishing a firm base that we need to address eco-sensitiveness in lighting accessories. So, eco-sensitive lighting accessories, what are they? They are the accessories which are designed so that we have very less environmental impact. At the same time, we do not compromise either on the function or the look or aesthetics. What are the key features for eco-sensitive accessories? First is, the accessory itself should be made from eco-sensitive material. For example, having accessories made from materials like bamboo, recycled metal or recycled glass, all this will reduce the waste and the need for virgin resource once the fitting becomes obsolete. Second is, we need to have low emission manufacturing. That is, this should be produced using processes that itself do not release too much of greenhouse gas emissions and which do not consume too much of energy. And third is, we should have durable design. We should have lighting fixtures or accessories which should last a long time. And what will happen because of that? This will reduce the frequency of replacing that accessory, and therefore we will produce less subsequent waste. Therefore, sustainability in lighting involves the material that is used in the lighting fixture, because there is no point in having a fixture which has a material which is highly energy intensive. So, we should try to go for recycled materials and opt for lighting fixtures which are made with recyclable materials. We should also use low VOC or low volatile organic compound manufacturing techniques. So, we should choose products which are manufactured with low VOC emissions, and this will also improve your indoor air quality and reduce harmful environmental impacts. Also, we should have a material which will have a longer life, because if we start conducting the life cycle analysis and consider the entire life cycle of this fixture from production and operation to disposal and recycling, we should choose options that offer least environmental impact over the lifespan of that accessories. Next, we will see eco-sensitive accessories and its benefit. So, first is environmentally friendly. Now, we know that eco-sensitive accessories can contribute to carbon footprints. So, we should start having accessories which will reduce the carbon footprint. We should also have healthier spaces. So, how will we have healthier spaces? We should avoid the use of toxic material in the accessory itself, such as mercury or lead. And also the accessory should give us aesthetic versatility. So, this should be available in various designs so that we have choice of combining sustainability with a style. For example, LED compatible fixtures made from natural fibers like jute, or modular designs that allow easy replacement of components. So, the benefit of using eco-sensitive accessories is that first is low carbon footprint with eco-friendly material. So, along with reducing the waste that pollutes our environment, we should have lighting fixtures that use eco-friendly material that can be even up to 99% recycled. So, this can result in a reduction in the carbon footprint of the installed lighting by even up to 85%. Second is having highly energy efficient and durable fixtures. So, if you look at modern LEDs, they are far superior to traditional incandescent bulbs or CFL, which is fluorescent lamps. So, they are more energy efficient because LEDs are far more efficient and consume even up to 70%, between 50% to 70% less energy consumption. And the no, we can even go a step further and have LED fittings which can be up to 90% more efficient than the incandescent bulb or fluorescent lamps. These can also have a long operational lifespan, because having long operational lifespan is going to ensure that we don't throw away the fitting very frequently. So, for example, if we have a fitting which is about 1,20,000 hours, then that means it is 120 times longer than an incandescent bulb and 4 times longer than a CFL lamp, and even 1.5 times longer than a regular typical LED light. So, we can have that kind of fixtures also. Also, the fixture should be bright and more intense. Only then it will fulfill its functionality. Also, there should be various color range. Now we do have LED fixtures which give us white light, and then when we do a small tweaking it gives us yellow light, and if we do a small tweaking it gives us a color light. So that one lighting strip itself offers us multiple colors. We should start looking at accessories like that, so that we don't have to replace the accessory based on the user's requirement or desire or mood. Next is modular plug and play components for safer and easier installation. So, you can have advanced digital lighting systems which can be designed as a modular system. So, this will consist of independent components that you can connect, and this flexible design can provide you with the freedom to add or replace any component or module without affecting the rest of the system. Then you can have wireless lighting fixture which is better than modular fixture, and this is of excellent use when you start looking at retrofitting. When you retrofit buildings and you have a wireless lighting fixtures, it saves you all the trouble of digging for the wires and damaging the property, especially in historic buildings. You don't have to actually damage the historic building in order to try to bring in lighting fixtures there. Then we should also have accessories, lighting accessories with reduced heat in occupied spaces. So, if you look at a regular incandescent and halogen bulb, which is actually obsolete, but I always use this term so that you understand how far we have travelled in this journey. So, if you look at the incandescent and halogen bulbs, they create light because of the heat generated. While only 10% of the energy is used to generate light, 90% is used to generate heat, which is wasting that equipment by saying it is a lighting equipment, and also creating a lot of heat inside a building, which is not at all a good thing for a tropical climate like India, which is already warm in most of the cities. So, typical LEDs can consume much less energy than these traditional or old obsolete lighting bulbs and generate far less heat. Almost all energy in these LED bulbs are expended towards light and not towards heat. Then we can also look at remote control and remote power. So, you can take complete charge of your lighting fixtures, whether you want to switch it on or off, whether you want to have timers, whether after particular time you want to dim the light, or you want to change the mood by shifting the nature of light from say white to warm and so on. So, digital lighting can give you full support, and your occupancy can become a much good experience. And also you can look at daylight harvesting sensors which turn the light on when you enter and it will switch off when you exit, because you have sensors attached to the door of the room which you want to operate. So, you can control your building light easily from a central command center. So, these are the ways in which you can benefit. These are the few of the ways. Then the other ways are, you can have non-toxic lighting, okay, that is being more gentle, kind and clean. So, we need good lighting in a room which has a measurable influence on the health and well-being of the occupants. Proper lighting can make an area look large, bright, set the correct ambience and can encourage your productivity. Therefore, we come to the next aspect of increased productivity with sustainable lighting. Better illumination can help people see better details or finer details, small objects and objects of low contrast. Quality lighting will promote good health and well-being by reducing the fatigue on your eye, by reducing lethargy, by reducing headaches. It can also help us to concentrate and reduce the errors. So, what can happen when you start using eco-sensitive lighting accessories? You can reduce cost with sustainable lights by having 90% savings on hardware, especially if you have Wi-Fi lighting. Then you can have even up to 80% savings on labor cost. You can have 150% saving on electricity bill, 15% reduction in HVAC heat load from the lighting, and 80% reduction in buildings' carbon footprint when compared to AC powered LED lights. So, sustainable lighting will not only help you in reducing your lighting installation cost, it will reduce your future operational cost. It will provide you with a safer environment, healthier environment. It can produce, a good amount of reduction in your waste. It can lower the building's carbon footprint, and it can reflect your concern on the environment. Next, we will see energy saving lighting systems. So, what is this LED? I had been going on telling. We will start looking at each of the fixture individually now. So, energy saving lighting systems will prioritize energy efficiency because it uses an advanced technology to reduce electricity consumption but with a non-compromising illumination level. These will be use of a LED technology which consumes 80% less energy than traditional incandescent bulbs and provides brighter light and longer lifespan, reducing your replacement cost. What are the various important energy efficient lighting systems? And the energy efficiency in this lighting sector can give us the required illumination level of lighting for what it is designed, which is called as task lighting. But at the same time, it can consume less energy. Simply said, energy efficient lighting can save electricity while it will give us good quality of light. Also, energy efficient lighting will involve less replacement of the fixture as compared to traditional lamp, because that will also ensure that we do not add to the landfill and waste. Many techniques are there. We are going to see each one by one. So, in industries, energy consumption for lighting constitute only a small component of the total energy consumed, maybe about say 5% of total energy consumption. But it accounts for 50 to sometimes even 90% of the domestic sector's consumption, and that can also go up in the commercial sector also. So, therefore, we need to have a proper understanding of lighting systems. Now, here let us have a comparison of the lighting systems. We will look at LED, CFL, incandescent, which is obsolete, and halogen lights. The rated average life of LED is 50,000, whereas for CFL it is only 10,000, 1/5 of LED, and for incandescent it is 750 to 1,000, 1/50th of LED, and halogen bulbs is only 2,000. If you look at the lifespan, it is obvious that LEDs are vastly longer, CFLs are long, incandescent are low and halogen is medium. If you look at the watt consumption, it is 6 to 18 in LEDs, 3 to 120 in CFLs, 3 to 500 and 5 to 500 in incandescent and halogen respectively. So, if you look at cost to operate, lowest is LED, next is halogen, next is CFL, but incandescent is very high. And therefore, if you look at energy consumption, lowest is LED and incandescent and halogen are higher. And if you look at lumens per watt, LED is 45 to 75, CFL is 60, incandescent is only 15 and halogen is 25. So, if you look at energy savings versus energy consumption, and if you look at the various fittings, say this is LED, this is CFL, this is incandescent, type 1, type 2 and type 3. Here it is written. So, if you look at the conventional incandescent bulbs, and if you have those as benchmark having 100% consumption, improved incandescent bulb, which is class C of the energy label, which is also halogen lamp with xenon gas filling, consume 20% less energy as compared to the conventional incandescent bulb. If you look at class B of energy label, halogen lamp with infrared coating, this consumes 40% less energy as compared to a conventional incandescent bulb. If you look at CFLs, compact fluorescent lamps, this consumes about 70% less energy compared to the incandescent bulbs. Whereas, if you look at LEDs, these consume 80% less energy as compared to a conventional incandescent bulbs. And this becomes significant when you start looking at global residential lighting sales in the context of going net zero between 2010 and 2030. If you look at the share of use of LED lamp versus other lamps, the share of LED lamp is increasing, and if we want to go net zero, then how much more should the LED be used? And when we use 100% of all lighting to be through LED, in which year will we go net zero? So, it is found that in 2030, by 2030, if we use LED lighting instead of other type of lighting, we would eventually reach net zero. Therefore, it is very important for us to consider eco-sensitive accessory in the form of LED lighting. Let us look at some other way of some other contraptions also, which is smart lighting system. Let us look at some other systems also, which is smart lighting system. What is smart lighting? Smart lighting is an innovative lighting technology that will allow you to automatically control your lighting using specific lighting systems. This not only makes it easier for you to use your lighting, but it also makes it very pleasant. For example, with smart lighting, you can automatically control your lighting from dimming the light and adjusting the color temperature to controlling the correct amount of daylight. Smart lighting will work with few triggers to automatically adjust the light. For example, you can have sensor technology that can be used to detect the presence of people in a room or the amount of daylight entering into the room. So you can have time or sound or no external data such as the weather forecast that could be your triggers to control the light. So you can have features like say motion sensors, or you can have timers and remote control which can be done through apps. You can start adjusting lighting based on occupancy and natural light availability. We can have dimmable lighting which will allow users to adjust the brightness of light in their room based on the task that they take up in the room. This can give a lot of saving energy when full brightness is not really required. What happens when you start using such energy saving lighting system? Now, traditional lighting systems operate purely based on manual operation or can be preset for a specific period. But smart lighting can go a lot further than that and uses specific smart technologies to measure when light is really needed, when it is superfluous. For example, early morning the lighting level is different, afternoon lighting level is different. So there are sensor technologies which can be added to this also. So when you add sensor technology, it becomes more possible to detect movement or presence of people and adjust the lighting level. Okay, so the lighting can also remain controllable with a push button, but this can also be included as a wireless network system. And this can be applied or moved to the most appropriate location. In addition, smart lighting always takes into account the color that you require when it comes to the room light, and also how to adjust the lighting more to the mood of those present. For example, if it's cold light in the morning, it is more suitable, and warm light in the evening is more pleasant and cozy. All this can be done with smart lighting. Also, these are energy saving and sustainable because smart lighting always takes into account the necessary lighting on the one hand and specific other factors of the room on the other hand, and you will save a lot of energy if you bring both of these together in the long term. So there is no need for unnecessary light wastage, and a lot less energy consumption will happen, which means there will be more CO2 cuts. The emission will start getting cut, which is a environmental benefit. Okay, so in addition, smart lighting has a good average lifespan, which is very important. It is lot longer than ordinary lamp. So in addition to LED lamps, which are often used for such lighting system, which is again a lot more efficient than other lamps. So by detecting various factors in the room, smart lighting can create a better atmosphere for you, as it has an imbibed technology which will change the lighting based on the mood that you need to create. So the correct lighting will contribute to increased well-being of the people inside, whether they are employees or residents, based on whether it's a office or a residence, and because of this there is increased productivity. Nothing is more annoying and irritating than the blinding effect of light source when you actually don't need it, and it hurts the eye actually. There is lot of fatigue that gets formed because of this. So smart lighting will take into account visual comfort that is required so that you can perform the task you have in hand comfortably, because right lighting not only has an impact on your eyes but on your mood, on your focus, and of course your bills. These are all the benefits of energy saving lighting system. Let us look at non-energy consuming lighting components. So there are some techniques called non-energy consuming components which will enhance the lighting system without requiring additional power, and it leverages on innovative materials and technologies. First is aerogels in lighting. What is aerogels? Aerogels are lightweight porous materials and they also have insulating properties. They are used in lighting covers or fixtures to diffuse the light evenly. So, when light enters the aerogel, some of the absorbed inside energy, when the light enters the aerogel, some of the light is absorbed inside. Some, which is called as direct transmittance, will travel straight through, and some is redirected along the way and gets scattered. Okay, so this can be scattered many times and in many directions, ultimately when it exits the aerogel at an angle. This enhances thermal insulation in light fixtures, improving energy efficiency. The advantages of having aerogel lights are they are lightweight and durable. They are eco-friendly production options using silica or bio-based aerogels. So, I have been hailing LEDs so long, but we also have opportunities in future to even outbeat LEDs. Then you have what is called as infrared switches. Infrared switches or IR switches use infrared technology to control lighting without a physical contact or additional power consumption. How does it work? This works by detecting infrared radiation from certain objects like the human hand or human body to activate or deactivate the lights. An infrared remote switch circuit diagram will allow you to wirelessly control electrical devices using an infrared remote control. The IR range is usually around 10 meters depending on the strength of the remote and IR receiver's sensitivity. This setup is commonly used for controlling home appliances remotely. What are the other things that it can do? It can eliminate the need for mechanical switches or constant energy draw. We can use this in many areas where hygiene is critical. For example, hospitals where infections can spread because of physical contact, because you don't need a physical contact to switch on the light. The IR of the human hand is enough. Also in some areas of the kitchen when you need to have food to be prepared hygienically. This can be used in automation system to control lighting based on proximity. What are the benefits of this? The first benefit is energy saving by minimizing standby power usage. Also, increased convenience and reduced wear and tear compared to mechanical switches. Of course, it comes with its own limitation, which is that it is relying on line of sight communication, which requires an unobstructed path between the remote and the receiver. If you have any obstacles like furniture pieces or walls or even people, it can block the signal, reducing its effectiveness and generally restricting its operation to a single room. The range of IR systems is also limited, typically about 5 to 10 meters, depending on the transmitter's strength and the receiver's sensitivity. That is for today. But now we have caught hold of this technology, we will definitely eventually develop this and make it a norm in future years, and your generation is going to benefit most because of such technologies. So, to conclude, the definition of eco-friendly lighting is not necessarily a product or solution. Moreover, a set of quantities that lighting products can have that help to reduce negative effects on environment is necessary. Therefore, eco-friendly lighting can be loosely defined to any part, any aspect of lighting, including power, fixtures and bulbs that have reduced effect on the environment. From substantial cost savings to enhanced employee productivity or creating a comfortable environment, we have to shift towards greener lighting for reshaping our commercial sector also. Overall, eco-friendly lighting has reduced environmental impact, which is accredited to qualities which may include energy efficiency, sustainable energy, non-toxic material, lowering of CO2 gases, enhanced productivity, efficiency of workplace and so on. So, eco-friendly lighting ideas in conclusion can have LED lights, solar powered lighting, recyclable bulbs, all of this aiding us to have a greener earth through sustainable design, by minimizing energy consumption and reducing CO2 emissions. With this, we will stop today's class and I will meet you with another topic on eco-sensitive accessories for energy conservation in the next class. Thank you.